Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Yes, yes.
Curl in.
Whoa.
Oh boy. John.
Whale.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on aztecsafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
You're good to go.
Well, just hang on a second here. Yeah, so good evening, everyone. My name is Morgan Muse. I'm joined by Megan Johnson. We are here. We're actually both remote, but welcome to the 2026 RME Alberta Summit of Champions presented by Best Western and Sentinel Storage. This event is hosted down in Okotoks, and both Meg and I are close to Calgary, but unfortunately couldn't be there in person this evening, so we are going to give you some commentary. Lucky everybody to listen to us. But welcome this evening. We've got a great matchup here between teams Serena Grey-Withers and Myla Plett. This should be a great game this evening. So looks like
both
a
of
few
these. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Trust me, folks, we do think that leads matter, but we're joining.
Thank you.
Yeah. Joining in on what looks like to be seconds rocks here. Looks like Team Plett won hammer in our draw to the button. And yeah, we'll jump in here. So Meg, how's your night going?
Oh, it's going great. Just kind of got home and I got to settle down and start watching this. So I couldn't be happier right now.
Nice.
What about you?
Yep, same thing. Just got home from work and yeah, excited to be on the stream with you this evening. So thanks for joining.
Excited. Yeah, of
Thanks
course.
for the last minute assist.
My pleasure. No, it's nice getting to come home and just kind of unwind and watch some really good curling. And I mean, I did come from Okotoks from working, but you know what? Duty calls at home. So here we are now.
Yeah, totally. So I just thought we'd maybe start off here with just a quick introduction of the teams here. So Team Serena Grey-Withers is curling out of the Saville Center in Edmonton, coached by Lori Olson. I did see, or I thought I heard maybe Atina Ford Johnson was on the bench with them a bit this weekend, or week, I guess. But to round out their lineup, they've got third, Catherine Clifford, second, Lindsay Burgess, lead, Zoe Cinnamon, and I guess listed as their alternate here is Atina. So lots of, I'm quite familiar with Zoe. She's actually born and raised here in Cochrane, where I live and work. So it's pretty exciting to have some locals in the field this year.
That's quite a lot of experience on that team. That's absolutely wonderful to see.
Absolutely. And then we've got Team Myla Plett. They are based also out of the Saville and the Sherwood Park Curling Club. And yeah, so obviously skip Myla Plett, third, Alyssa Nedowin, second, Chloe Feduk and lead Ali Iskew. And they are coached by David Nedouin and Blair Lenton. So lots of experience on that bench as well.
Absolutely.
This is a great young team. They believe they've had the honor of representing Alberta at both the U18 and the U20 championships over the last couple of years, and I believe they were champions in a couple of those. So they've had a very successful last couple of years, and there's no surprise to see them here competing at the women's provincial championships. It's exciting to see some teams coming out of juniors and sticking together as well. Team Serena Grey-Withers, they would have been Alberta champions back in 2021 perhaps, but they are also a team that's been together for quite some time and have made the transition into women. So this is a great matchup here this evening. So it looks like with Plett having hammer here, they are, in a situation here where they're likely going to be facing a force unless they can get a, based on how this end has shaped up. Sorry, wasn't sure if I think I might have lost internet connection there. I think I'm back.
Yes.
Perfect. So yes, Plett is heading to Junior Worlds here coming up in February for the U20. So when you win the U20 Canadian National Champions and get the honor of representing Canada, you get a full year of practice and training before going to Worlds to represent the Maple Leafs. So there's a recent change in the age and the timing of everything over the last couple of years. So back, Meg, maybe even when you competed in juniors, certainly when I competed in juniors.
Yes, yeah, I remember when that was back in, we won back in 2017, and then we had nationals pretty much, I believe it was January of 2018. So we didn't have very much time to prepare for them. So it's quite nice that these athletes get the chance to do a very, very good prep before that big event. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I think on the world stage, the age difference is maybe it might be a 6-month difference, or anyway, that is what it was back when I was in junior. So I accompanied a team as their alternate to Junior Worlds, and it was I believe less than 2.5 weeks. So I had to get on a passport pretty quickly.
Oh.
To get to go. But yeah, so these teams, I believe that Plett's team would have won Canadians last February or March, and they'll be going on to represent Canada here this coming February. So busy schedule for these ladies then.
Oh, no kidding. Yep, it looks like those Worlds are in Denmark, February 24th until March 6th, 2026.
Nice. So looks like Serena's got a draw here to set 3. So it looks like the force is definitely on.
Absolutely. It's been kind of interesting watching these games, and there really haven't been that like too many blanks coming in these first ends. So it's been quite interesting to watch, and I'm not mad about it at all.
Yeah, there's definitely been some exciting curling this week. I feel like we may have heard a game yesterday, or it was the Kui Molden game where it definitely looked like it was shaping up to be a blank, and within the last 6-8 rocks of that end, it was quite a dramatic change of situation. So
Absolutely.
yeah, looking like rock just slid a little deep there. Pretty typical to happen in the first end. A lot of your last stone first end draw the button goes towards you're throwing from the away end to the home end. You're warming up that path on the draw coming home, as they say. And this first end is obviously played going away. So sometimes you might think that the path might not be as warm as what you were throwing in your draw the button path. So pretty, it can be a pretty tricky first end on that draw to the button going away, but it looks like, yeah, just a slide a little deep, and here we go. Sorry, I think I'm on a bit of a delay here. Sorry.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
But no, it's...
All right, and looks like we're back. So we've got Team Grey Weathers here with Hammer in the second end. With they held Plett had Hammer in the first, and there was a force there in the first. So
Yeah, really nice draw by Myla. Just right back into that pocket there.
I imagine we're going to see a few rocks up and down the sheets here just to bank some time. 10 end games, obviously, and we are under time clocks. I believe now we just have the one timeout per 10 end game, along with, of course, your fifth end break and other opportunities to speak with your coaches. But yeah, I would not be surprised to see the rocks run up and down the sheet here to bank some time for both of these teams.
Yep, just keep a really clean second end. No problem there. Maybe.
Looks like a delayed center or delayed corner guard here from Team Grey Weathers. The first stone maybe being a bit, too threatening close to the button, and then with the 5 rock rule in play, not a bad call to, they get basically a second chance at that guard depending on where that first rock goes. So
We're just keeping
Looks
it
like
interesting today.
Yep. Looks like Team Plett is. Did they call for the tight guard here, Meg? I didn't see.
Oh, I didn't quite see that one, but that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, some nice guard here from Team Plett. Of course, the no tick rule will be in play for this event as well. Good placement of that rock, just not quite allowing the roll under. Brought my stopwatch home with me. Maybe I'll grab a couple times here, but
You're such a skip.
couldn't help myself, Meg. Yeah.
Serena's just going to ignore that one and just try to come right on in here just to try to get it right
Alright,
behind those
sorry.
guards.
Looks like my internet might not be cooperating the best here, but jump back in.
Grave Withers was just trying to
I
come
believe the
behind that,
call
but it
there would have
looks
been
like,
for the draw.
yeah.
Looks like it came up light there.
Now it looks like Team Plett is going to try to respond and capitalize on that and just try to come around that. Very nice.
Ooh, I'm back. Sorry. All right, Meg, what happened? I missed it.
You can come to my house if you want. I mean, I have great internet here.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm showing full bars and shutting off all the things that might be drawing on my data. But
Yeah, it looks like so Team Plett just kind of capitalized on that and they came right around those guards and now it looks like Grey Withers is going to try, they're just try that cute kind of run back and see if we can get something going. Looks like we just kind of did more of a straight peel. But not
for sure.
really, you know?
Yeah, so a little bit of trouble here, kind of late to be bailing, in my opinion, with the 5 rock rule if you're on thirds first rocks and you're throwing a double peel, but pretty good chance here for Team Plett. What's your gut telling you here, Meg? Would you be throwing the guard and plug the hole or trying to draw in here and sit 3?
Being on our second rock, I honestly don't hate coming to the other side. However, your pro side miss would be to be, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, would be light. You would prefer to more so have a guard instead of making the perfect draw shot if you did so happen to come up late, but as long as the sweepers are communicating what that weight is so that obviously Myla can call that line correctly, then c'est la vie. But no, personally, I think that I would like to come in and just secure my 3 for the time being. But I'm also a lead, so.
You know, without hammer, I don't hate the tight guard there. The risk would be to come deep for sure. So as you mentioned, definitely erring on the side of being light. But if you came light and left your top 8-foot rock open, definitely leaves the hit and roll option under stagger guard. So that would not be great. So, it looks like they did go for the guard there, just a little bit of an under curl, unfortunately, leaving that rock exposed. And giving Grey Withers here the opportunity to play a hit and roll, but didn't quite get the full roll there. So this could lead to a tricky, this obviously could lead to a force here, but if they make this hit and roll nice behind those 2 guards, although they're not on center line, the draw path is not looking amazing right now.
No.
So still, could still be in play here for Team Plett. Going hard here for line. Again, not quite getting that roll under, so opportunity here for Serena to make a good hit and roll, although it's not framed perfectly, I would say.
Oh, these are so tricky. I'm so glad that I don't have to make very many of these. All of the kudos to our seconds to thirds to skips who can make these hit and rolls beautifully. It's probably one of the hardest shots, and I don't have any envy towards not having to throw these.
For sure. When you're coming across the face of a rock and, of these shots are made now with, a 10-5 or weight. So coming, you need to hit less of the rock to make any kind of a roll.
Wow, and that curled a mile right at the last minute there, just right over the hog line. It just kind of took off on them.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like they rolled, but they still stuck around for shot rock, so it's not the easiest hit over there. Probably uncharted territory for this second end of play here to be playing out to the wings. And yeah, it looks like a opportunity here to get a good rock buried and a good chance for, the force. If they, put this rock in a good position, likely won't be giving up a deuce. So that would be the goal here. Not much from the sweepers here.
No.
And the broom's down now. Ooh.
Got about a 14 on that one, so it might be a hair hot.
Yeah.
Not too bad, though. It is behind the tee line, so...
And with that guard being so long, I think there's a pretty good chance here at being able to clear the guard easily and get to the nose of that rock.
Absolutely. What would you be throwing at this, Morgan? What kind of weight?
Yeah, probably around a hack. Well, hack to board would be
Yeah.
my. Yeah, I'd say like a solid hack, but I'd want to define that with my team. You know, the first end could be a solid hack, could be, you know, anywhere from a 12-5 to, you know, but you're likely gonna err on the side of wanting to make sure that this rock is through. So
Yeah, I like a
mean,
good
with this
hack
rock being
board
behind,
too.
totally. I guess having said that, with the rock behind the tee line, you know, object one, make sure that you don't give up the steal here. So scoring is still.
Looks like Zoe's indicating that it's board.
For sure. Oh, looks looking pretty good. Yeah, great throw.
Very nice
I got a
end.
12-3. Yeah. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
All right, folks, welcome back to Draw 7. This game is between Serena Gray-Withers and Myla Plett and their teams. So far, we are sitting at 2-1 for Gray-Withers. And it looks like we're just going to run a couple of rocks up and down the sheet just to kind of get us started. All right, it looks like we're going to have another bit of a delayed corner guard here. Again, just keeping things interesting. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so after a couple of guards, it looks like Myla just wants to come on into the house and just try to wrap something around there. All right, and we just came up a bit short on that one, unfortunately. So Serena's going to try to capitalize on that and come around on the out-turn way. Just try to see if she can sneak on in there. She does have a little bit of build up there on the in-turn side. So let's give the out-turn a little bit of a trial here. A very nice draw there. Both of these teams have just been so consistent throughout the season that it's absolutely wonderful to see them have a face-off here at the Alberta Provincials for this one. Couldn't be happier with this matchup for this evening's game. Oh, very close to clipping that rock that's just inside of the forefoot there. And it looks like Gray Withers is just looking to replace that guard. And that's a beautiful guard by Catherine there.
I'm back, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Welcome back.
Hi.
The officials and the umpires have come out for, it looks like a technical.
Perhaps a loose handle there. Oh, looks like we are using the censored handles at this event for Hogline. Not sure.
They are not activated though.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So perhaps a loose handle then. This is where your ice makers come into play with their handy dandy Allen keys.
We love a good Allen key. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Always have to applaud the ice makers when they come out for that fix.
Tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, Morgan. Yeah, it's been awesome seeing these umpires and the officials come out and watching the hog lines for the players and just making sure that everything's up to code and nothing's kind of flying under the radar. It's been great to watch.
For sure. Big team effort here with an event like this. Lots of volunteers, lots of people involved behind the scenes to make an event like this kick off. And as you can see, many great sponsors. We couldn't do it without our sponsors here. Looks like Team Plett just nothing against this. They're absolutely I would be taking advantage of this time as well. Just have a quick chat with the team, make sure we're all on the same page while that handle gets fixed.
Absolutely. Quick debrief, maybe crack a joke or two, just keep everything light and just make sure everyone's doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep focused, keep in the game. You know, sometimes big delay in between shots, you know, can lapse your focus, but this is kind of a regular pre-shot routine to just jump back in the hack and get going. So
absolutely. Oh, looks like Alyssa's throwing a heater at this.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they want to get into any too much trouble here. So obviously they've got hammer. Draw path isn't looking great right now, but just trying to still keep that middle open, making sure that they have a shot. You know, there's still a chance here that they can get a good rock in a good spot and still generate their deuce, especially with that peel sticking around as a corner guard. But for now, you know, just try not to get into too much trouble here.
And another beautiful replacement by Catherine.
Yeah, I definitely like keeping that guard out of the rings so that if Plett's team decides to make a play on that their shooter on. Looks like the angle might be okay for that, but
it is quite a short run though, so Alyssa might be able to get some things moving here.
Yeah, she definitely needs to make contact with one of those in the rings. Oh, look, there she
wow.
goes. Great shot. Almost spun up and out there too. Looks like it did hang around, but
a great shot regardless. That was wonderful.
Absolutely. You know, from that angle we're looking at here, it does look like there's a little bit of air, but of course, when you're looking down straight over the edge of the rock, I'd imagine that rock is actually on the rings.
Yes.
So the force is still in play here for Team Grey Withers. I imagine that they would be quite happy with a force here and carrying hammer into an even end.
Oh, absolutely.
To the biggest difference with the games at this level, with these 10 end games, I know they are long and everything, and you don't want to get too particular about what ends you score in early in the game. It's definitely more important that you're, in control in the 6th and 8th ends, but it is, it's a huge momentum keeper or shifter when you're capitalizing on these opportunities to force in odd ends and score in your even ends, regardless of what end it is.
I'm just trying to get a little bit of final curl out of this. Just try to suck it right around that red guard there. Very nice weight. Keep it right above T-line.
For sure. And no double to be seen there. So
nowhere in sight.
It would have been nice to, of course, get that rock, if it was buried and a bit closer to the forefoot, it put a little bit more pressure onto Team Plett. Right now, they do have a chance to draw in to sit shot rock with some protection. So, although this is turning into what's looking like a force, there could have been a bit more pressure put there. That's all.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, versus our 8 end or 7 end league games where it doesn't matter what end you're in as long as you're scoring points, we'll take them. And sometimes you can give up 6 points in the first 3 ends and still figure it out. So
who did that? We would never do that.
We would never. Sweepers are on this one right out of the hand. Looks like the...
here comes Alyssa. Yeah.
It just looks like we were straight light there. I wouldn't say that really jumped out of the hand or anything like that, but...
There's been a couple of those rocks, though. It's only the 3rd end, so I'm curious as to if anybody's being tricked by by what the ice is doing or what. But
yeah,
sometimes things just happen too, though,
For sure. Looks to me like the ice is running just a shade straighter than it was maybe on Monday, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing edge of 4 here, obviously to cross center. But even for a draw around a center line guard here earlier, it looked like it might have been mid 8 foot. So just means it might be a little more weight sensitive, right? Curl tends to take some speed off of the stones. And when your ice is running a bit straighter, you definitely don't want to throw them heavy. You want to give some sweepers weight, but it can be a bit harder to manage the speed of the ice when the ice is a little bit straighter.
Absolutely.
Especially with the positive releases we're seeing.
Yeah, if you accidentally flick that out a little bit too much, it won't come back. And I think we all know the frustration of when those happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It can be hard when you're trying to be aggressive and getting a shot buried. You almost want it feels like you're taking negative ice for a draw, but
just gotta trust it.
Absolutely. So yeah, good shot there. Regardless, it's still is obviously looking like the force is on here.
Just given where those guards are, though, it's obviously still quite gettable, but doesn't make it easy.
For sure, yeah. This is not one that you want to up the weight at all at. If the ice is, I've heard, a little bit weight sensitive, right? So if your weight is up, it just delays that break point even further down the sheet. And again, if your ice is running, you're not getting that big swing at the ends. This is not the dream to be leaving your skip to throw right now, I would say. Very makeable. This is definitely makeable shots. So yeah, rock is behind the tee line. This should be. I'd expect to see this shot made for sure.
Absolutely. Even just given how consistent these teams have been throughout the season, even the last couple of seasons even. Yeah, it's... You just kind of expect these shots to be made. So, I mean, kudos to them for setting that precedence.
For sure. Yeah, nice shot here by Myla. Without a doubt. Yeah, so 1 point here for Team Plett, and we are 2-2 after 3 ends. We'll see you after.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 4th end of play.
Not sure what happened there on that first rock, but looks like I would say that their goal was not to throw a corner guard in that scenario. So this year is the first time in a few years that we've had a combined men's and women's provincial championship in Alberta, which is it's exciting to see this event together. This year, obviously, the date for this is a bit earlier than we would traditionally see due to the Olympics this upcoming February. So, which means that the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, which will be hosted in Mississauga, Ontario, is going to be from January 23rd until February 1st, which is a little bit earlier than we traditionally see it. But the winner of this event will go on to represent Alberta at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Mississauga, Ontario. And the winner of the men's will represent Alberta at the Brier in St. John's, Newfoundland, later in March.
looks like that draw just slipped a little bit behind T-line there. So it looks like Serena's going to try to respond with coming right on in, just following it right on in.
For sure. Yeah, so with this combined event and being in an arena, which is great, we love to see that. There are only 4 sheets at this event, sheets of ice for this event to be played on, and there's 2 events happening. Both are a triple knockout format with 12 teams, which means that the format is a bit different than they're traditionally used to. So usually this event would get started on a Wednesday and conclude on the Sunday with the championship final. However, this event kicked off on Monday. So this does stretch the event out a bit longer for these teams, which can be a little tricky for the athletes, but hopefully the extra rest that everyone is getting is is good. But sometimes it's some teams do better when you're grinding it out, a couple games a day and back-to-back days like that, and other teams do better with a bit of more recovery. So we'll see what is best for whom in the long run. But
yeah, and this ice has just been absolutely marvelous from all of the games that I've been able to watch and see. So kudos to Mike Libis and his team. They have put on an absolute killer, essentially clinic for provincial ice.
Absolutely. Best surface that they could dream to be playing on right now. So thanks to Mike and the team. Just quickly want to touch on, we are in an A semi-final right now between Team Plett and Team Greyweathers. Both teams have played 2 games. No, sorry. Both teams have played 1 game so far. So based on their pre-event, they would have qualified directly into this event based on points, and would not have played through any of the qualifiers to get here, which means that they also got the advantage of a bye through the first round of the format of this event. So both teams winning their first games respectively. And in the other A semifinal, we have Selena Sturmay versus Gracelyn Richards. We'll give a scoring update here, perhaps at the end of this end, about what's going on in the other games. Great shot there. That was a great freeze.
Absolutely.
So Greyweathers with the hammer here in 4. Obviously, they would love to grab a deuce here. That would set them up and maintain their control of this game, which I would say just based on the scoreboard with them scoring the deuce in 2.
Serena just looking to shake it up a little bit. At least they got 1, but now Myla has an opportunity for Alyssa to come right on in there, right on top of their other reds, and just try to block up that path a little bit more.
For sure. They've certainly have the scoring area shrunk down quite well here with their rock sitting shot that's almost grabbing a piece of the button here. So a chance to guard something like this, and with that kind of corner guard where it is, this is again shrinking down that scoring area for Team Greyweathers. So looks like this is coming in a little deep. Oh, pretty good finish there, actually.
Very nice weight and a great judge by the sweepers on that one. Absolutely.
You think there's almost a little bit more curl?
And again, Team Greyweathers is just kind of looking to shake things up a little bit, maybe unlock and jiggle around those rocks, just to just kind of clear that 4-foot area a little bit there. Very nice. That was
Great
very,
shot.
very nice by Catherine Clifford. Absolutely moves some stuff around. Doesn't clear the 4-foot entirely, but of course, just kind of getting those rocks that are above the tee line and kind of blocking the path a little bit more than anything that's behind the tee foot. The tee foot, oh my goodness, the tee line just kind of gives another fighting chance of kind of switching up the angles and getting things drawn down back to those rocks that are behind the tee line.
Is she playing the tap back across the face here? Sweepers are indicating that this is a little bit more weight than perhaps what was called. Not a bad result
Very,
there.
very nice.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Looks like Team Grey Withers is just going to be calling more of a low weight hit and just kind of maybe want to sit in that pocket a little bit there. Very nice.
Didn't mean to leave you hanging there, Meg. Sorry about that.
I am so offended.
Here I thought we were having a good banter back and forth, and it turns out you couldn't hear anything I was saying. Yeah, great result there. That rock is virtually impossible to get rid of. The overhead, yeah, there's a chance that would kick out, I suppose, but with it, no, stand by it. That rock's not going anywhere.
I was going to say that's at least 2 shots to get that bad boy out. So
absolutely, yeah. You know, again, scoring area is shrunk quite down here. So if Team Plett can lock one on, it does make it quite difficult for Team Grey Withers to convert their deuce here. Looks like the sweepers.
It's a little spicy.
Staying close, yeah. 12-7 on this. Yeah, a little hot.
Not terrible.
Okay. Yeah, it unlocks it for sure. Not sure if that was their goal or not. You know, 6 1 half dozen the other. If you unlock that rock, makes it easier to get rid of, but keeping it locked, you know, depending on your objectives here. I guess ultimately, you know, unlocking that rock is actually not it's a pretty good result. So we'll just see what plays out with the angles on this next one from Team Grey Withers. What do you like here, Meg?
Yeah, I don't hate that. Just try to get rid of some of that red. I mean, yes, all of the reds are behind the tee line, but that is a lot of red and one yellow. So just, again, even if you don't remove all of them from play, at least get something. If you can nestle it on in there, great. But if I also don't mind this, like, I like the finesse shot. I like coming down and kind of sitting in that pocket a little bit, but I also quite like this as to what Serena's about to throw here. It just looks like she wants to get rid of some of this stuff behind the tee line.
Is she playing the double here, or is she just playing the hit and roll? I thought she kind of indicated hit and roll, but ultimately, I like sitting, having another rock in the rings. You definitely have to stick around here, but I don't see that the rock that she's going after right now is particularly hurting her.
Even if she does end up crotching it.
It looks like she's going for the double here based on the weight.
And that's not a bad result at all.
For sure. Looks like you could make this double either way. There's a chance that this rock is going to jam. I'd love to see an overhead shot here. To see.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to tell if those rocks were flat there from the other angle, but yeah, I mean, to me, that top rock is going over the top. I mean, there's a chance that that'll clip the red, but you could almost make this both ways by hitting the low rock first, just with how close those rocks are together.
And pretty much just kick it straight out the side, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the way I see this, you're always, you're just grazing that top rock. So if you drew a line from the front of the top rock to the back of the bottom rock, as in a straight line, not a bendy line, but if you took your broom down and and lined it up that way, that's about where you want to hit that top rock, especially with this turn. So
with that description, please, no one ever give Morgan a teleprompter.
Yes, please. But you do have to hit this quite thin on top, and there's going to be a lot of rotation kicking off. So this is almost a whisper at the top line. If you hit any thicker, your shooter is definitely spinning out, and you might not kill the second rock. And worst case.
Oh no.
Yeah, see the spin on that one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I do think you could almost get away with hitting the low rock first and counting on their rotation to kick the top rock with how they were positioned, because it's so thin to hit that top rock and stick it.
And especially with the weight that Myla can throw and that we know she can throw, there should be absolutely no doubt in that capability there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a little bit of a gift here for Team Grey Withers. I would call this a gift, a free draw for 2 in an even end. That's this is a big opportunity to capitalize on here. Looks like the sweepers like this one. $14.7 on my stopwatch here, Meg. Perfect.
That's a beautiful shot from Serena there.
Right on. So Team Grey Withers takes 2, up 4-2, heading into the 5th end. We'll see you after the break.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Now, and welcome back to the fifth end of play here at the Alberta Summit of Champions. The RME New Holland Alberta Women's Summit of Champions presented by Sentinel Storage, pardon me.
Yeah, it's fabulous that RME was able to join us for this year and continue to grow the sport. Because I don't think we've had RME before, have we? I'm pretty sure not.
I don't believe so. I believe New Holland has been a sponsor of the U20 Nationals, but yeah, lots of great businesses stepping up and supporting this great game. So couldn't do it without these sponsorships. So. Takes a lot to have an event like this in an arena setting. This is not your everyday curling club here for sure. This is, a skating rink that's been converted for the time of the event, and
Absolutely, and the Murray Arena here in Okotoks, it's a beautiful rink. It's this entire recreation center, actually, I'm quite fond of. I am a native of Okotoks, so I have very fond memories here, and it's always put on great events. This is the second, at least the women have been here before. The men, I don't believe so, but this is the second curling event that the Murray Arena has had in its confines, and the first event that we had was absolutely wonderful. I believe that would have been early 2020s. I can't remember the exact year of it, but no, it's always a great event here.
I want to say 2022 for some reason, but I could be mistaken there. And sorry, Meg, is this is the rink that's attached to the complex, right? Not the...
Correct. Yeah. So this is held within the Okotoks Recreation Center, and the Okotoks Recreation Center, they have there's actually 2 arenas in there. There's also a swimming pool. If you guys are, if the viewers are at the rink and you want to go for a swim, you're more than welcome to. There's also a workout gymnasium, and then in the wintertime, the Okotoks Curling Club does take over the curling club side of the building, but yeah, it's all connected.
And I believe there was a Grand Slam event hosted down in Okotoks a few years back. Was that in an arena that was separate from the facility?
Yeah. So the town of Okotoks, they actually have 2 arenas within town. So if you're more of somebody who wants locations, so the Okotoks Recreation Center, this is more so on the north side of town, and then closer, well, I guess more central town, there is the
other side of the railway tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the other side of the railway tracks, the other side of the river. There is now it's known as the Viking Rental Center. At the time, it was known as the Payson Centennial Arenas. So at the Viking Rental Center, they held the Pinty's Grand Slam there in the Green Arena. So again, it's another twin arena. So there's only arenas in that in that one. There's nothing else in there. There's a walking track. I'm sorry. There's a walking track and a leisure rink.
Nice.
The leisure rink is fun. I will say it's free and you guys can go. You just need a helmet and your own skates.
Perfect. I knew you were the perfect recruit for this game this evening, Meg. You'd know all the inside scoop.
Yes.
All right, looking for the run back here from Team Plett. Nice shot. Beautiful throw.
Beautiful.
The risk of making that, making noise on that rock that's in the house there is that you're still leaving the center guard, still giving Grey Withers a chance to play the draw around. But of course, you can play that shot again, and now it's your own rock that you're running back, and you can play it to stick. So,
what's a little risk and reward? We like both.
Well, at this point, I think that Team Plett is going to have to take a couple of risks here to regain the scoreboard or get back even on the scoreboard. They're not going to be able to play a risk-free game, if you will, for the next 6 ends here. So we might see, the odd risk, but you definitely don't want to sell the farm here. You want to make sure you're not giving up a steal. You don't want to get forced, but a force, again, the scoreboard is not in your favor, but you're not giving away the game here, and you still have a chance to convert a deuce the next time you have hammer, as long as you can hold them to one the next end. So lots of chess going on out here, I'm sure. So
yes.
So with that rock not being perfectly under, and obviously a hit and roll not possible to get under, so freeze here is a good opportunity to get some rocks in play, and you want to put some pressure on Team Grey Withers here. Not, you're hoping for a miss, but you need to put some pressure on this team to get a miss out of them. They're not going to give it to you for free, that's for sure.
No. Oh, yes, and that first Alberta Scotties in Okotoks was held in 2020.
Ooh, 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, so it would have been okay, so wow. There is a blip of time that just kind of
it just kind of all blurs together at this point during that time period.
It does, yeah. I knew it was not 2021. That I was for certain about.
That time period that thou shall not be spoken of.
For sure. So I believe in 2021, Sylvan Lake would have been the host for that year, and that would have been a combined event had the provincial gone forward. But of course, due to the pandemic at the time, the risks versus rewards of hosting that event were not great. So the winners were declared based on points that year, and then those teams would have gone on and represented Alberta in what we would have called the curling bubble. And there were 7 events that happened in the bubble at WinSport. Lots of us around here have memories of that event.
Yes.
And, but yeah, we're very, very excited to see this event back together and with full fans in the stands and everything. So if you're able to get down in person to Okotoks over the next few days, lots of great curling to see in person. And, as amazing as it is to listen to Meg J and I on the call here, I'm sure you could snuggle up next to a curler down in Okotoks or a spectator and get the same experience you're getting from us tonight. So
I'll be better. I'll be there on Saturday, so I'll talk your ear off if you want.
Amazing. I'm gonna try and pop down on Sunday. So.
Oh, perfect.
So Alyssa here. Indication was maybe perhaps a little hot out of the hand, so great shot nonetheless.
Very nice. Oh, right under that corner. Really nice.
Yeah, it looks like they're sitting 1 and 3 with hammer. Not a bad position. And their shot stone, an edge under cover there, but proving that there's some good finish here out on the side. So looks like Serena's got, almost a wide open takeout here. But if she can get a little roll under, looks like she'll be throwing about hack weight.
I like hacky board.
I like hacky board. Yeah, let's go with 11-7 to 12-7 somewhere.
Perfect.
We like hacky board.
We love it.
You can pretty much kick out with your draw kick and add, or you can kick out with your takeout kick and drop a rudder and still make the shot. So
absolutely.
I'm sure that's not what these athletes are thinking as they're sliding out. Well, we're on the carve here, right out of the hands. So
Lindsay's doing her best to just try to get that over a little bit more.
Yeah, working it.
Yeah, wonderful sweep from Lindsay Burgess.
And stuck around to sit in for second shot. So that was definitely key on that for sure. So as there's been some discussion this week, there is an update on the sweeping rules from the World Curling Federation that basically went into effect on the morning of the the event. So I believe, even though this event started on Monday, these rules are in effect for this event. Is that correct? Do you know, Meg?
Ooh, I believe that the release said for immediate effect.
I believe so too. There was, I think, a mixed doubles Olympic qualifying event that's already underway that they decided not to implement the rules as enough of the event had already occurred. But I do believe you're right that at this event they have implemented that sweeping rule. So the main takeaways from that is, you're always making sure that your brushstroke is actually finishing, I guess, towards the sweeper. So when you're trying to carve a stone, what has been eliminated is the carve and finish away from you. So you need to bring your brushstroke back towards you when you're trying to, make a rock curl, and it has to be a more to make it curl, not with the intention of slowing the rock down, if that makes sense. So there's a good visual on there. There's some videos on Instagram. I believe Chelsea Carey is in Steinbach, Manitoba right now, commentating for the Grand Slam, and she did a quick video with Hammy McMillan from Team Mowat there. So go search out that video. It's a pretty quick yays or nays of what's allowed now, but it's a good description of what effectively they are trying to eliminate from the rule. So
yeah, so from the January 6th, 2026 release from World Curling, other than everything that they kind of mention about what isn't allowed, so it says these techniques, along with others, when used with the intent of slowing down a stone, are against the statement of principles and are now prohibited from use in competition. However, the game umpires have been given the authority to observe sweeping in the competition, in the World Curling competitions. So it might, and should they see a violation, are empowered to remove so the umpires can remove the delivered stone. Long story short, it is now prohibited.
Yes. Yeah, I reserve comment till the next end when we come back after the break. So Serena here with draw in to sit 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. Looking like a peach for sure. Sliding a little deep, but
very nice nonetheless.
Yeah, very nice. Ultimately, their goal is to force Team Plett into a force here. I mean, if they stole points, I'm sure they would not be sad about it based on the advantage on the scoreboard. However, the force and taking hammer into the sixth end would be huge. So that rock sliding behind the button, I'm sure that they're not sad about it. I clocked a 14 seconds on that draw there from Serena. So we're not seeing lightning fast ice, but looked like there was some good finish there, and that rock is over buried past the top 8-foot stone.
Yeah, this final stone coming from Myla Plett here. Let's see what happens.
Looks like the sweepers like it out of the hand. Clock to 13-3. This is looking a little hot. It's got to stick around.
And it looks like a steal of 2 for Grey Withers.
Yeah, can't see the top of the screen there. Yeah, it looks like we've got 2 more on the scoreboard for Team Grey Withers, taking a 6-2 lead into the 5th end break. We've got a bit of a longer break here with the 5th end coming up, so we will see you guys after that.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus and nurturing...
Yes. Curl in. Whoa. Oh boy. Shot.
Wheel me.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
2760.
You're up.
Welcome back, everyone. We're just going to do a quick around the rings scoring update. We'll give you guys an update on all the other games that are happening right now. So our feature game here between Serena Grey Withers and Team Myla Plett. Serena Grey Withers is up 6-2 heading into the 6th end with a big steal of 2 there in 5. And will we be panning over our camera? It looks like just be going to the... So we've got Selena Sturmey and Gracelyn Richards on the sheet beside us here. Selena Sturmey takes a 7-2 lead into the sixth end. They're playing 6 right now. Over on the sheet beside them, we've got a really tight game here between team Kevin Cooey and Dallin Vavrick. They are tied 1-1, playing 6. And then on our furthest away sheet, it looks like we have...
It's Van Amsterdam and Libis.
Yeah, so Libis looks like they've got a 4-3 lead playing the sixth end. Van Amsterdam has Hammer over there. So a couple of tight games on the men's side. And I believe that based on how the draw works out, those should also both be a semi-final.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
And welcome back, everyone. We are in the sixth end of the A semifinal between Team Serena Greyweathers and Myla Plett at the RME New Holland Alberta Women's Summit of Champions, presented by Sentinel Storage. Team Plett here with Hammer in the sixth end. And looks like they slipped into the rings there on their lead's first stone. I imagine that their intention was for a corner guard there. The ice crew tends to run a mop around in the fifth end break and put a little bit of fresh pebble down around the hack area, which can catch some players off guard when they throw that first rock of the next end. It just does quicken up the ice just a little bit. They've got a chance to throw up another corner guard here, of course, with the 5 rock rule heading into seconds stones.
It's a little high, but at the end of the day, it's all good.
Yeah, a little high and a little not quite as far over, right? You know, my preferred position for that rock would be, almost 4 foot line or over, but it still does leave the the wide come around option available if the center line gets jumped up.
It looks like Team Grey Withers is just looking to come behind this guard.
Yeah, coming up a little bit short there. Imagine that they wanted this rock to be in the rings. They're definitely going to want to keep this open, and leaving a guard up is, in the favor of Team Plett at this point.
Even more to come around and get behind and build up all of your rocks in that scoring area. And
so see, that corner guard's in a perfect spot to be able to
exactly. It all worked out. See, sometimes elites, we know what we're doing.
For sure. It always works out when someone's able to capitalize on it. But if a player on the team isn't able to capitalize on that, this is quite wide around that. I'm not even calling that a corner guard. That's
it's coming in really nicely, though. Wow.
It looks like there's some good finish at the end there, and that cleared that corner guard by a good 4
couple
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Still fairly accessible to Lindsay here. Lindsay, good Nova Scotia girl right there. Just saying.
A little biased, okay.
Yeah, there must be some good finish there. That definitely curled more than I would have expected to see, but no harm, no foul. You definitely, you want to make noise on that one. Playing that tight is the call, right? You don't want to run that one wide and chance of a jam or even a straight whiff. So, oh, and Meg, we're gonna have to keep an eye out for what's the shot of the game. So,
oh man, okay,
yeah,
I'll put my glasses on.
Nice guard there. It's in a good spot, but wasting no time. And in the words of a great friend and mentor of mine, Marianne Arsenault, you never regret the peel. So.
Smart lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it. With Catherine Clifford there making the peel. With the number of rocks in play here, Myla would love to convert the deuce here. Obviously, just got a chance here. Definitely has to stick around on this hit. Looks like they're taking the weight down. Looks like the standard weight for a wide open takeout these days. We've brought the weight down quite a bit. It's really important to make sure you stick around with your shooter, and hitting and rolling out these days is deadly in the bad way.
Yeah. Well, so many teams they know how to capitalize, and they do capitalize. So. It's dangerous.
This is not a takeout at all. This is a guard. Sorry.
Oh, we're beautiful. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I thought with where she had the broom down, it was almost to play that in-turn hit, which I wouldn't have hated. It did seem a little early, but, like I said, got to take a couple risks here now with the scoreboard the way it is.
Exactly.
And at this point, you want to kind of mess with the tempo of Team Grey Withers, right? So they've been on a bit of a roll here. So anytime you can make them think a little bit longer, think, what's the best outcome here? It's not even if you're not converting the exact shot, like that guard is not exactly covering the rock, but it's putting a little bit of doubt in their mind, and they're having to think about what's the weight, what's the line. It's achieving, a similar along the lines with the goal that they want, is just make them think a little bit, get tricky, and that's going to put some pressure on the other team.
Well, and especially given the angles, if Catherine were to throw the wrong weight, or like in this scenario, we accidentally rack on the guard, but there also could have been a jam opportunity. Yeah, it's just kind of you want to trip them up a little bit.
For sure.
And then capitalize on the miss. Yes.
That's just it. Yeah. And when you get that miss, you gotta call out a jump shot.
Yes.
Actually, that's a term from Shanna Snell, one of my mixed teammates. That was her one thing I always liked hearing. Well, this is a jump shot, Morgs. Let's go. So it's a nice thing to hear when you're in the hack. Okay, so now they're playing the hit, right? Sort of.
A little tick, little bump.
Okay, a little bit of an interesting setup here. So, the hit and roll under here for Team Grey Withers looks pretty good. Chance that if this rolls too far, you're setting up a double. Might even be, you'd probably be still above the T line here, hey? If you
I
make
would
this roll.
so.
It's just if you roll too far, you might set up a double here on the side.
Definitely have to be careful.
Yeah. And if you roll away, which is quite easy, you could give them an open hit here. So I'm just presenting all of the options. As a skip, these are not the things you want running through your head. And that's why I'm sitting here on my sofa at home and these curlers are out.
As spectators, we love giving you all the options.
Totally. All right. Well, here we go.
Oh, man.
Wow. What a turn of events.
Wow.
That was the commentator's curse. I am sorry, Serena. Yeah, it looked like perhaps the weight was just a little bit on the spicy side there and just ran a little bit. We didn't see that finish we've been seeing, and it was a little bit of a tighter line than when we saw those rocks curl earlier. But Myla Plett here with the hit to sit 3 with hammer in 6. Of course, this is not her last rock. This is her first, but still a great opportunity for Team Plett to capitalize on an oopsie.
It looks a little warm.
Yeah.
Not a bad result at all, though.
No harm, no foul. It does leave a double there, but the double almost certainly sits. The shooter should be open unless there's some major... Well, there could be some pretty good spin here, depending on how... If you hit this rock a little bit thicker, you might push that second rock through the rings, but your shooter perhaps might roll a pretty good distance across the rings. But obviously goal here, number 1, is the double. I don't see the triple.
I don't think the angle.
You might get lucky, right? Like you might get lucky and kick that rock at the back and clip it, but your goal here definitely is to get rid of the two rocks.
Yep.
And Serena won't be too upset with giving up a deuce here. I know it is the 6th end and everything, but being up to going into 7, it's still a pretty favorable position for Team Grey Withers to be in.
No, absolutely.
I'm getting the stopwatch out here, Meg.
Skip.
I just
maybe I should go get mine too, though.
I want to know.
I can take the split.
Yeah. Well, sweeping for straight here. Oh, yeah, 7-5. Oh, it
wow.
was there. It was
okay.
there. Fabulous
Very nice.
shot. Fabulous. Yeah, I wondered if that angle was there. No doubt about it. I got a 7-5 on the. That was just a great throw.
Brilliant.
And look how they hit that low rock first, and they kicked the second rock, the higher rock out, which is, that's a veteran move on the angles there, or read of those angles. So well done to Team Grey Withers. Myla here with the blank attempt. Just a good hard clean, looks like.
Very nice.
With that rotation spinning out, no problem at all.
None.
Blank here in the 6th end, and we'll be back after the break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
And the way her. Welcome back, everyone. Playing the 7th end here between Team Grey Withers and Team Plett. Grey Withers with a 6-2 lead. And Plett has hammer.
Plett looking to have a guard, but it looks like we're going to slip in a little bit here. Unfortunate.
Yeah, first rock of the end there, back 8.
Just tripping everybody up.
Yeah. So in case you've joined us late or you've forgotten since our introductions, my name is Morgan Muse. We're joined by Megan Johnson here. We are teammates in the Calgary Curling Club Open League on Tuesday nights. Meg is from Okotoks area, so I thought she'd be a great recruit to come in and, for lack of I can't say that. I was going to say shoot the, but yeah, have some great banter this evening. So thanks again, Meg, for joining me this evening. I cannot imagine flying solo on this.
My pleasure, of course. Yeah, if you ever want to know some facts, just let me know. I'm happy to whip out some Okotoks facts. I'm a native from Okotoks, and I mean I'm in the city now, but no, I still work out in Okotoks. So yeah, I know some fun facts. So just let me know.
And I reside out in Cochrane, so I'm about an hour away from Okotoks, and that, I'd love to get down there. I'm going to get down there before Sunday, but just wasn't in the cards today for me. So happy to be joining you from the comfort of my home. And with my dog, Greta, chilling beside me.
Yeah, if you're ever in Cochrane at the curling rink, go see Morgan and Greta. Greta hangs out all the time.
Yeah, she does. She does good work, So, Zoe, born and raised Cochrane. Zoe Cinnamon, sorry, born and raised Cochrane, Cochraneite. Of course, went to university in Edmonton. That's where this team was formed. It's great to see that they've stuck together. Of course, I believe Lindsay Burgess is a new addition to the team this year, but again, great to see this team, together for so many years. I believe they won the U25 Grand Slam earlier this season, so a great up-and-coming team. And we actually hosted the U20 Provincials the year that this team won in Cochrane, and then the following year we hosted the U18 Provincials, which team Myla Plett won. So 2 great and up-and-coming teams here in Alberta. Great to see these 2 teams making the transition into ladies, and yeah, it's amazing to see the depth we have in this province. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I believe this is actually the second or maybe even third season that Lindsay's been with the team. So they definitely have some experience with each other. And I'm pretty sure Lindsay's also going to school in Edmonton. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, made the move out from Nova Scotia because she used to play on or with Caitlin Jones, I believe, back in her junior days.
I believe you're correct. And I believe she's a cousin of Carly Burgess, who we see on the tour these days playing with Carrie Anderson's team. So
just a small name in curling,
Yeah.
Big.
Good Nova Scotia girl nonetheless. So now we're in the 7th end, and as I've mentioned, Team Plett's going to have to take some chances here. Your corner guards, I don't know if perhaps it's by design, because this is a few ends in a row now that they've had their corner guards pretty tight to the center line, which, there is that stagger, and you can make that draw in here on the one corner guard, but I dare say that that's almost an impossible draw to get past the yellow rock if you played the out turn there with how those guards are staggered. But nonetheless, they've got some rocks in play, and
yeah, I am quite shocked with how close to center they are. Like you said, though, if it's by design, then I mean it's been working out in a couple of scenarios for Team Plett, but yeah, it's just not the conventional corner guard that you would see from teams.
I just find it shrinks down your scoring area a bit, right? Like it allows the opposition to get a rock buried a bit closer to the forefoot than, like I say, it just shrinks it down. So traditionally you'd like to see those rocks just, not talking all the way over to the wings, but definitely towards the forefoot lines. Even a rock to the side of the forefoot line would be fine. But that could be indicative of your ice and how much it's finishing. So it looks like there's some good late finish on those rocks as they go away from center line, but Serena wasting no time here. Looks like she's calling for the peel, and doesn't look like the double peel is there. Looks like those two guards are pretty flat, which
a nice straight peel.
for sure. Goal accomplished. You know, with a 4-point lead here, like I mentioned last end, ideally, you know, you're forcing the other team to take one, especially in the 7th end. If you can force Team Plett to taking one here, carrying Hammer into 8, it's a pretty good scenario, but you're also probably not terribly upset if you give up a deuce here. So, you know, peeling one rock at a time is really the mentality here. If Plett gets one buried really nice and you play the chase, you know, you've still got that wide open rock and you're still pretty much hitting it out to at the worst case scenario, but not sure I would play the draw here. Okay, so
had to shake in our boots for a second there.
Yeah, so Serena perhaps taking on the double here. Double is definitely a best case scenario, but I'm sure she'd be pretty happy with the single as that rock is still pretty accessible. Myla would have to make a pretty good shot on her first to not have a crack at either one of those reds. And like I mentioned, the force is great, but I'm sure she's Serena can throw the speed here required, and you know they've thrown down this path before, and they know the line. This double is thin. It's not easy, but it's certainly within Serena's wheelhouse. So. There we go.
Yeah.
Without
almost
a doubt.
with her. Yeah, almost with her. She could make it that with her eyes closed.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, like I mentioned, she's proven that she can throw the speed. The rotation certainly helps. Myla still has a chance here to get one in a good spot. You know, hit and roll buried. It could be a tricky path for a freeze, but
oh, for sure, nothing here is going to be a gimme for her at all. But we know that Myla can make some pretty good, great shots. So I'm excited to see what she has up her sleeve.
sweepers are on this one right away.
Very close.
Didn't quite get the roll under that looks like they were hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
when you're coming across the face like that, right? Like they threw the out turn there.
Yeah, and she threw a good amount of weight. It looks like we just hit it a hair too thick, and
For
it just
sure.
didn't come over enough.
Yeah, the rock's not going to roll as far when you come across the face like that. You can hit a, not as much of the rock as you think, and your rock it doesn't go that far. So that was almost, less than 3/4, I would say, to make that roll. But you don't want to roll too far, right? So you just stick around and stay for shots. So
Yeah, it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. You want to be perfect, but if it's not going to be perfect, then you have to choose your battles. And
for sure. Serena looking to pick this rock out.
Oh, she kills her back one, but I don't think that's too big of an issue for Serena.
Yeah, as long as one of them stuck around to keep the force in play.
Yeah.
Right, well, I guess the force would have been in play no matter what with that rock being buried behind the guard. But, hit and rolls are probably one of the harder shots to play. They can feel easy at times. And when they're feeling easy and you're making them, you're going to win a lot of games.
Oh, for sure.
You know that feeling when you just slide out of the hack, let go of the rock, make your shot. Those are when the hits and rolls are easy. Myla here with a draw. She just needs, looks like full 8 foot. Sweepers look like they're liking this. Just a light dust here. Well, they've backed off a little bit. 14 on the clock here, so should hang around back 4, back 8.
Very nice. Nice back 8.
And Team Plett with a score of 1 in 7, and we are 6-3. Grey Weathers up 6-3 going into the 8th end. We'll see you after the break.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Looks like we've got a big measure from the official coming up here to see whether this rock is biting center line. Looked like they were kind of eyeing it up. So while they do that, we're just going to quickly talk about our Curling Alberta and local sponsor, Original 16. So the official beer of Curling Alberta and the local ice lounge sponsor. So if you are around Okotoks and able to grab in some action at the event this week, be sure to check out I believe there's a beer gardens, but definitely support Original 16. They're a great partner to have in curling. Curling Alberta's partners are also Bel Air Direct. Bel Air Direct offers Curling Alberta's curlers and their families with exclusive discounts on insurance. With the increasing living costs, Bel Air Direct understands the importance of providing discounts, and it pays to be a Curling Alberta member. So Bel Air Direct is a great partner to have too. Again, couldn't do these events without the local sponsors. HSC QHR. We're proud to be supported by HSC QHR, also known as the HSC QHR department, and the team behind HSC QHR department app, a Chestermere, Alberta-based business dedicated to helping organizations manage health, safety, environment, quality, and human resources in one streamlined system. Would also like to give a shout out to the Heck Gervais Academic and Curling Sponsorship Foundation. So this is a shout out to young curlers. Take a look into these scholarship opportunities. The foundation financially supports Alberta youth so they can focus on curling, post-secondary education, and contributing to the community. So the Heck Gervais Academic and Curling Sponsorship has been available to young curlers since 1999, awarding more than $150,000 in honor of Heck Gervais, a curling legend and his many accomplishments in curling to his community, his country, and throughout the curling world. So applications are accepted online on Curling Alberta's website, and the deadline this year is April 30th, 2026. So if you know anyone in the junior curling world, be sure to make sure that they're applying for this scholarship opportunity.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal scholarship. I know a couple of people who have been so lucky to receive it, and it goes a long way. It really does for your junior career and for everything else, even carrying on into men's, women's, mixed doubles, whatever. So it's a great development. It's a great tool to have, to be honest.
Absolutely. We used to see a big drop off in athletes coming through juniors, and when they went to university, it's just very tough to compete at the level required and dedicate the time needed to be at your best on the curling side of things while also being able to afford life. So working part-time jobs to be able to afford schooling and everything. So these scholarships definitely go a long way to allowing these athletes to be able to focus on curling and give them just a little bit of breathing room. So we're definitely seeing a lot of these curlers transition from the junior to women's or men's game these days because of these scholarship opportunities, allowing them to, I'm not saying you shouldn't work a part-time job because you learn a lot through that, but it certainly makes it easier when the financial burden isn't as difficult and you can dedicate some time to curling. So curling will also teach you every lesson you need to learn in life.
Absolutely.
So Team Greyweather's here looking to keep it fairly open. Fairly close to a double peel here, but that rock being into the 12-foot's not much of a risk here. It'll be surprised to see that rock still sticking around by the end of this game. Or by the end of this end, pardon me. And Meg, did you look up the 50-50 numbers for Curling Alberta earlier?
I did. Do you think I can find it again? Let's see.
So Curling Alberta
Yes.
is running province-wide 50-50. So if you're living in the province of Alberta, you are eligible to purchase some 50-50 tickets. The proceeds go to support lots of great initiatives by Curling Alberta across the province, lots of grassroots things. Money trickles down to your local curling club and supports development within. So purchasing a 50-50 ticket is a win-win, really.
So the current jackpot for the 50-50 is $3,250. So that means that the winner will take home $1,625. But there's also a bonus draw for the 50-50, and it's a $50,000 jackpot. So you will take home $25,000.
Wow. That would go a long way to
Fancy.
sponsor our club curling there, Meg.
I know. Well, I mean, with the amount of rocks that I hog, I can buy you guys a lot of stuff.
Hey, you didn't hog any rocks last night, but one of our teammates did. Sorry, Sarah.
We did our best to get it over.
You did. Yeah. And she did what her requirement was, and that was to buy a round for us. Another peel here from Team Grey Withers. And just quickly want to give a shout out to our local sponsors. So the Okotoks Curling Club is the host committee of this event. And of course, this event would not be happening without our sponsors. Like I mentioned, there's a ton of people that go in behind the scenes that make this event happen. But this event would not be happening without the support of the Okotoks Curling Club. So fabulous group there in Okotoks that you've got there, Meg. Some reason you choose to curl in Calgary with me, though. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
But Curling Alberta is grateful to the club, manager, board, and members for being such gracious hosts. They host 2 or more Curling Alberta events every season.
Well, I mean, yeah, they hosted the club championships back in 2025 last year for us, and it was a phenomenal event. And yeah, can't say much. It was absolutely wonderful.
And supporters of the Okotoks Curling Club include, not limited to, but the town of Okotoks, Orange Frog, Sobeys Okotoks, Turner Valley Golf Club, Highwood Golf Club, Okotoks Public Library, Home Hardware Okotoks, Sunbelt Rental, Village Dental, and wow, that's incredible. That's, it's just great to see so many local businesses stepping up to support an event like this. And it's also really great to see some Okotoks natives involved in this event. So general manager, ice maker extraordinaire, person that I want to be when I grow up, Mike Libis. There's an inside joke there. Mike, you'll get it. But Mike Libis is involved in this event in he's wearing a multitude of hats this week. He is obviously the manager of the Okotoks Curling Club, managing the ice crew, and also the coach of Team Kui. But the highlight for him, I'm sure, is to have 2 out of his 3 children competing in this event. So Sydney Libis is on Team Hilker, and of course Jacob Libis, the skip of Team Libis on the men's side. So yeah, great to see lots of local talent here. Well, we haven't talked much curling this end, and I do apologize, but we got the plugs in for all the sponsors. So thanks again. Yeah, unfortunate there. They had a bit of an opportunity to capitalize and sit 2. Looks like either caught the curl early or just a little underthrown there, but came up light, and now Team Greyweathers has a chance to remove a red rock from play and sit 2. So if Greyweathers ends up scoring in this end, it's a pretty uphill battle for Team Plett here. Oh, it doesn't look like they were able to get the roll on there, but not a big deal. I don't think that would change the shot decision here from Myla.
With that ice, I'm assuming she's just trying to get behind that set of guards on the left-hand side of your screens there. Just try to get something, generate some points, and just try to start. Oh yeah, I guess this is her last stone. So yeah, just try to make it really hard for Serena to at least get her to get 1, and at least force Serena to get 1 instead of a couple here.
Yeah, well, this is in that kind of risk category. You gotta, I'd say, you're hopeful for a miss here. You want to make this one good. Force Serena to basically draw full for the button here. And it doesn't seem like draw weight to the button is in either Skip's back pocket here, but she didn't take much ice on this draw. Weight looks good though. 13-8. This should be back 8.
Gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Oh,
it's sliding.
no.
Bit of a quick spot there. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, straight through almost. I don't believe that rock is hanging on at the back there. No, it looks like it's just out. So Serena here with a draw for 2 to take a commanding lead of this game in the 8th end into 9. This one's looking pretty good.
What's the time, Skipper?
Yeah, 14-7.
Okay.
Might have stopped at a millisecond late. So
oh no.
14-6.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, great draw there. Put another deuce up on the board in an even end. Team Greyweather's really doing a good job of converting with hammer, and it looks like we're seeing handshakes here.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Well, great, well-played game by Team Greyweathers. Just a couple of opportunities that Team Plett wasn't able to capitalize on, but this young team, I imagine that they're gonna have a good team meeting after this and come out pretty strong in their next game. So watch out for them. But yeah, great job by Team Greyweathers, great game. And if you're still on the stream here, it looks like the 2 men's games that are still on the ice are still fairly close. So hop on over to those streams and hop on down to the Okotoks Curling Club if you can and support the event. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Meg for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Morgan. Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure. So yeah, thanks everyone, and cheers. Well, I'm back on the call tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. I think you're still stuck at work, but
You betcha.
I'll be joined by Kayla Skrillick tomorrow afternoon. So former teammate of yours, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of the skips and a skip of one of the teams that's already pre-qualified for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts happening in Mississauga, Ontario later this month. So be fun to have her on the call tomorrow. The pressure is off of her because she doesn't have to throw a rock at this event. So she's loving it, but also chomping at the bit because sometimes it's easier to be on the ice and throwing these rocks than watching. Yeah. But yeah, thanks again, Meg. This was awesome.
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.